Poem, Don't Leave Us Behind. I took an eraser and erased myself today. I like the idea of me vanishing into thin air, away from all of the suffering we have endured. As I am being carried away by the wind, along with the leaves of olive trees, I couldn't help but to think of my people. As I travel from the river to the sea, watching all over the children who cry for their parts of the backpacks are filled with red roses, drawing a path for me to follow. The ashes and smoke travel side by side with me to warn the people to run away. How the little pieces of metal flew right into me, reaching them before I do. I shook my mind out of it, frightened of the thought of them reaching the home I left behind. I found myself rushing with the southern wind to get away as fast as I could. I felt helpless. I wanted to leave all of this fear and injustice behind me. On the edge of city borders, I got stopped by a wall made out of shouts and screams, the screaming voices echoing inside of my soul advising me to go back. I hear them saying, "This destination is out of your reach. You don't have enough on you to pass." Like the 35,000 souls who are standing by my side ain't enough. They asked for the 10,000 coins I gave along the way to the people who needed them more than I. It's funny that a year ago I was on the other side of that wall fleeing a similar fate. As the northern wind was blowing, I have been advised to retreat, catching my ride before I get stuck for eternity in this limbo between hell and paradise. The northern wind was ready to flee. She shook my hand, asking me to join her. I put my hands into hers, flying and soaring above all of the land that once was ours. As I got carried away by her, I stumbled on the rubbles of my sister's house. I looked all over their things, which were buried deep down in the ground. I found a rose that has grown from the rubbles, reddish, tall, with her face facing the sun, wishing for me a happy return. As I waved goodbye, seeking refuge in the middle area of what I've always known as home, in between palm trees and olive trees, buzzed by their leaves with the breeze, I found my way into one of the windows I climbed ages ago. I remember how my mother was racing every time to catch me before I fall. Now, I see her face filled with tears. Her breath is racing, sitting next to the empty bed, holding the pillow of my dreams. Her prayers of mercy upon my soul, wondering if I'm ever finding my way back. I can hear her blaming herself for letting me go. How do I undo this? She asks. How can I rewrite the story so I can have all of my children around me? What path led us to escape an awful destiny to fall into a darkened one? How can I fix this? As she inhales, lost in between cries, I got stuck by the air leading me to her lungs, into the blood to her heart. As my feet step right into it, I can feel the warmth of her breath, the familiar smell of home I always wondered where it came from. I can feel her batting on her chest as if she can feel me close to her. As I embrace the rhythm of her heartbeat, I fight to open my eyes, hearing the sound of my beating heart, alarming me of my anxiety attack. As that story came to an end, I woke up to the sounds of demons creating new nightmares for us to endure. The sky was raining hellfire on those who are seeking refuge in what is a so-called safe zone. The smell of burning flesh, the screams of tortured souls, rising with the smoke, the sky banging on the heaven doors to take them before they suffocate of the injustice of this world. Among the shouts, the cries, and the rubbles, there was I and those who are left on the ground wishing for these nightmares to end. So I am asking you, are you going to take a stand? Because if you are thinking of raising yourself today, would you take us with you? Please, you can't leave us behind.